Right, okay, so it's in the three-dimensional trigonometry. You must remember if they say this is horizontal plane, ABD is horizontal plane, then it means to the highest point you're going straight up from the horizontal plane straight up, which means this is a 90-degree angle here. Okay, for this triangle, that is a 90-degree angle up. And the same for that triangle, ADC. This triangle has a 90-degree angle as well in this triangle. Okay, it goes 90-degree up. It's perpendicular to the base, okay, which is this horizontal plane. That's why we can say that CD over AC is equal to, think about it, okay, and remember they said this is an angle of elevation is 48 degrees. They gave you that. They said from A, the angle of elevation to C is 48 degrees, and they said from B, the angle of elevation to C is 48. So this one is also 48. So that helps a lot. The fact that we know from here the angle of elevation is always the angle up is 48. So you can put in those 48 degrees that's going up to C. And then you can say, so if I only focus on ADC in this triangle here, okay, I can say the opposite. If I look at the angle 48, opposite of hypotenuse is CD over AC. Opposite of hypotenuse is sine 48. Okay, so we can say that. Alright, so that's our first step. Because we need to find CD. Okay, we want the height from D to C. So to find CD, start by saying CD over AC is equal to sine 48. Okay? Now we're going to look at how we're going to use this 200 meters, because that's the only length we have, is 200 meters. We don't have any other lengths. So if we look at this triangle, the other thing they told you is that this whole angle here, this whole angle is 64. So that's something you know also. Okay? So if you look at this whole angle that's 64 in this triangle, okay, this angle is 64, and you know this side is 200, then you're going to have to use this triangle. So when you see a side given and an angle given, you know in which triangle to work. Okay, I'm going to work in this triangle. Okay, I'm going to use the 200 and the 64 to find AC, because we need to find AC first before we can find CD. So after you put this first step in, CD over AC is sine 48, you get stuck here because you don't know what CD or AC is. So you need to find out, how can I get AC? This one. Now you say, now I need to zoom into this triangle over here. So I need to know AC, but if I think of the sine rule, 200 over sine of this angle, which is ACB, sine ACB, I can say 200 over this angle is equal to AC over sine of this angle, sine ABC. So there's a lot of things missing. I need to find now ACB, this angle, and I need to find this one. Okay? But now you can say, okay, so the thing they told me is that this angle is 48 and this angle is 48. So if from C you go down this way at an angle of 48, you can say you go up 48 degrees and you reach this one. If from here you go up with 48 degrees elevation and you reach C, then it means that this side must be equal to this side, which makes it an isosceles triangle, which means if this angle is 64, then this angle should also be 64. So that was maybe a hard part to figure out. Okay, the angle of elevation is the same, which means the length of these two sides are the same, which means if this one is 64, which was given, then this one must also be 64 degrees. Okay, now we're going to get it. Because now if you look at this triangle ABC, now you can say that means this angle here must be 180 minus 64 minus 64. Okay, so it's 180 minus 128. Okay, so what does that give you? It's 52 degrees. Then you can say this angle is 52. So now we got these two angles. Now we can say therefore 200 over sine ACB is 52, sine 52 is equal to AC over sine ABC, which is sine 64. Okay, and now you can cross multiply. So therefore, when you multiply this one over, you can say AC is equal to 200 times sine 64 over sine 52. And then that will give you, if you check on the calculator, that should give you 228,12 meters. Okay, so now we found AC, 228,12. And now we can therefore get CD. So now we can just finish off by saying therefore CD will be 228,12 multiplied by sine 48. Okay, so 228,12 times sine 48. Let's just draw a line there. And then when you multiply that, you should get 169,52 meters. So then that's the height CD. Okay.